This is a little training session for bank tellers so that you can interact with the Freetown City Council property rate and business license system. Your bank has kindly agreed to have its tellers register payments for Freetown City Council. This will be a little introduction as to how you do that. So customers will be coming to your bank expecting to pay into the Freetown City Council bank, which you'll do as normal into your core banking, but also into the Freetown City Council system. So taxpayers will present you with this rate demand notice. This one in front of you that you see on the screen is a property rate demand notice. There will be others that will look the same, called business rate demand notice, license rate demand notice. So this is for property rate demand notices. When you're presented with this, you can note the property ID highlighted in yellow here. There will be a number, and I'll reference that for you in the MOP tax, what we call MOP tax here. So that'll be online, and I'll tell you shortly how to access this, but it'll be on your screen. And once you've done your payments into your core banking, you can look up this record. So this record in the property ID here will be searched here. So let's say that we'll look for a property on Campbell Street, and you've seen the number, which is 026020. Oh, there we are. So it comes up with the number that you're looking for. And just to check that this is the correct property, you look at your photo gallery and you see a photo, and that photo will match the photo in the top right-hand corner of the rate demand notice. So you make sure that this photo is the same as this photo here in the MOP tax record. If it's different, then check that the number that you've put into the property details is correct. So if the property is correct, then the payments tab up here will give you the location where payments are to be entered. And you'll see a little box here called Add a Payment. So you just press the Add Payment page. We put an amount here. Let's put 25,000 Leon. Let's say they just want to make something small. And this is for property tax, don't forget. So this one is a property tax. It's not a business license. It's property tax. And it's payable for the 2020 cycle. So the taxes are payable this year and not for previous years. Now this is where your bank ID will come. So if you've been doing your banking in your core bank and you've made a note of the reference that this payment has, it goes into here, this specific payment ID for the bank, which will give us an opportunity to then reconcile what seems to be on the bank statement that we'll have online from your bank, and we can then reference it with the payments that come into our office. So let's bank reference, let's put just some numbers here. Now the payment date, here's a little calendar. So we just say it's today's date. This happens to be 1st of June. And here under notes, let's put the person who's paying the money to you. Let's say it's Mr. Sase, who will be on your paying in slip. So that's saved. Now you can see that Mr. Sase here is paid in 25,000 Leon on this particular occasion. And this is a unique MOP tax ID, number 15, that you can also make note of in your core banking area so that that can be reconciled. If you've made a mistake, which it can be done, you look to the update button over here on the right. So you press update, and let's say that you've made a mistake and it should be really 250,000. We can save that, and now you can see that that entry is changed to 250,000. So you can correct any errors by going to the update. Now, a receipt can be printed up for Mr. Sase by simply pressing receipt, and in the bottom left you'll see that this is a PDF file. You press on the PDF file and up will come a receipt, which can be simply printed. If you've got a printer, that would be wonderful if you can print this for the customer, sign it and give it a stamp as you normally do in your banking, and just hand that across to the customer. That would be wonderful, and that is basically the process. Now, you may want to just understand something about how you log in. So when you come to your site in the morning time, just to load up the Freetown City Council system, it's called moptax.balusoft.com. And if you just go to that website and you put in your own login details, here I've got one, bankteller@gmail.com. That's just an example, but you'll have your own, each teller will have their own, and you'll have your own password. So then you log in, and you can see some statistics, first of all, about the property tax and the business license system. You can review those, but you hit properties, and that's how you get to the first page. So the first page, you look at your rate demand notice, you look at your property ID, you then come to your property code to put in that same set of numbers. So let's say 26020 again, so that will bring up a record for you. And you then go to the photo gallery, make sure that the photo matches your photo here, and the payments page here, to then add a payment as we've seen. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of what the Freetown City Council property tax system will do for bank tellers, so that we can interact with you. Thanks very much for this, and any problems, you can go to your technical manager, or you can write an email to support@balusoft.com. That's support@balusoft.com. Thanks for listening. Good luck. Bye-bye.